Stranger, wait, please. I have a favor to ask of you.
What is it you need?
Thank you for sparing me your time. You know, I'm so troubled, and I have nowhere to turn. And you just wandered by so opportunely that it can't be a coincidence. There's a powerful protective charm I desperately need. A Thunderstone. It's a great rarity. But Tomlin Bruthans from Horshan has one. He just won't let me have it. The thing is, he sometimes wages it in fights.
I see. Now it all makes sense to me. So that's why your husband fought him.
Exactly. You see, nothing dishonest. But Stimir is feeling ashamed that young Bruthans gave him a thrashing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you want me to fight Tomlin and win the stone for you?
Well, yeah. And I know I'm asking a lot, but I'm really desperate. And I have no one else to turn to. I prayed fervently to the Virgin Mary and implored her for help. And now you've shown up. Besides, by the looks of you, you have the strength of a bull, perhaps two. So she surely sent you to help me.
What is a Thunderstone?
Well, they're formed when there's a violent storm with forks of lightning and peals of thunder. The biggest of these are Thunderstones. They fall from the sky with a mighty boom and burrow deep into the earth. After a while, they work their way back up to the surface. And if you're lucky, that's where you'll find them.
What can these stones do?
Well, lots of things. If you have one, it protects you from all harm, helps you in battle, and brings good luck. It also wards off and cures diseases. And if you put it into the rafters of your cottage, you'll be protected from fire and all manner of other calamities.
What does a Thunderstone look like?
Well, from what I saw of Tomlin's, it's the size of a grown man's fist, perhaps a tad bigger, sort of elongated and curiously shaped. It's flat on one side and has a round hole through the middle.
Why are you so desperate for this piece of rock?
That's my business.
Look, if I'm to help you, I need to know what you're going to do with this stone. I don't want to get caught up in any witchcraft.
This is no witchcraft. It's just... Fine. Listen, I'm afraid for my child. And myself. All my babies died shortly after birth. Bless their souls. And birthing is very hard for me. I nearly died last time. The stone has the power to help me and protect my next infant. That's why I want it.
All right. I'll help with your trouble.
Mary, Mother of Mercy, thanks be to the both of you. This means so much to me.
Save your thanks for when I bring it to you.
I shall. Don't you worry about that. We've got some groschen put by, so you'll be handsomely rewarded. I'm also on good terms with Hannah, so I could put a word in for you at the stud farm. She'll give a generous discount if you want to buy a horse from her. And I'll pray and intercede for you, I swear.
All right, you have yourself a deal. I'll go to Horshan and take on that Tomlin fellow.
God bless you. That's where you should find him. But be careful, and don't underestimate him. The stone has great power, and it won't be easy.
Lord be with you. What the? Going on?
Ka! 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 Ka!
What do you want?
Hey, Tomlin. People around here tell me you have a Thunderstone.
People say all sorts of things.
They also say if I beat you in a fight, it's mine.
Those days are over. There was a time I'd put it up for grabs in fights with cocky fools. That much is true. I even had a couple of craftsmen come from the burg to try their luck. But everyone got a thrashing. Well, then I decided to retire. It didn't seem right, and my conscience was getting the better of me. But if you're itching for a fight and need to vent your ire, there are plenty of locals who will oblige. It's as I said before, nothing has changed in that regard.
Look, that's all very well, but it's you I'm here to fight. For the Thunderstone.
Fuck's sake! You're a bleeding half-wit, aren't ya? Let's try again. I'm not fighting for the stone anymore. I found it. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
But Kona from Grund really needs the stone.
Yeah, I know. She came by. And I told her, as I've told everyone else, that I found the stone, so by rights, it's mine. Not just anyone can find a stone like that. Only a person it's destined for. It wouldn't be right to give it to someone else. That would be tempting fate, and nothing good would come of it.
I challenge you to a fight. Let's fight for the Thunderstone. Or have I made you shit your brays?
The only shit being spouted here is from your mouth. You know you can't win, don't ya? No one's beaten me for as long as I can remember. And besides, I have the stone. So just back off and forget about it. I'm doing you a favor, because I want to spare you the embarrassment and some pretty fucking painful bruises.
So hey, now I will do you a favor and repeat my challenge once more. And you're either going to fight me, no matter how it turns out, or everyone will hear how Tomlin Brookhands had to shove his magic rock deep up his arse as a plug because I scared the shit out of him.
Be my guest. Anyone who knows me and hears your boasting bollocks will know right away you're full of shit. And as for those who don't know me, I don't give a shit. So Godspeed, Henry, and travel safe.
You know, about that Thunderstone,
What now?
I want to see the stone first.
You what?
Well, exactly. Everybody knows you have it, so why not show it to me? Besides, I've never seen a magic Thunderstone, and here's my chance. I may never have another.
All right. Have it your way, then. Here it is. Almost as smooth as glass, and pointed at the end. It fits into your hand just right.
Look, this stone is nothing like Kona described. It doesn't even have a hole in the middle.
What are you talking about?
A thunderstone should have a hole from the lightning strike. It's not a thunderstone if there's no hole in it.
Oh, you're a scholar, are ya?
Well, I learned enough to spot when someone tries to hoodwink me with a rock they picked up in a creek.
I didn't mean to deceive you.
Stop fucking me around. I need to find the Thunderstone. Do you have it or not?
I don't have it now. I really did find a Thunderstone. And I had it right up until the other day when it was stolen. I didn't want word to get out because I'd look like a right fool. So I acted like nothing happened. I'm sorry for leading you on. I didn't mean any harm.
And do you have any idea who might have stolen it from you?
If you ask me, it was that Hansel from Rabosh and his little mate Peter. They were ever so curious about it right before it disappeared.
All right. I'll have a look for them.
Well, when you get to Rabosh, take the main road away from the fortress until you reach the first farm on the right. There are hired hands there. That much I found out. If you find the stone, please bring it back to me. I was the one who found it, so by rights, it's mine. It was destined for me.
Tell me.
That's a secret.
If you came by it honestly, why be so secretive about it?
I'm not hiding anything. I'm just not one to brag, that's all. And until it's back in my hands, I don't want to talk about it.
I can appreciate that. But sharing a story isn't exactly bragging.
All right, then. I found it a couple of years back in a field outside Billany. On the way to Wizard the Quarry. You probably know the place. I was going to take a shortcut through the woods, but there'd been a hell of a storm about a week before. It tore off roofs, carried away some shepherds' huts, even toppled the tower on those fortifications at Kuttenberg. And it very nearly flushed us out of here too. A proper act of God it was. Well, the forest was a complete mess, so I couldn't go that way. So I decided I'd go through the field. And all of a sudden, I stumble over something. And what do I see? A thunderstone right under my foot. Stroke of luck it was.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. Whoa!
God grant you help.
I need to find a Thunderstone, and I heard you might know of one.
Oh, yeah? Who told you that, then?
Some wayfarer in a tavern.
Really? Which one?
In Horshan.
There's no inn there, but the Bruthans have a farm out there. So I can guess what's going on here.
Well, I suppose you guessed right. Tomlin over Horshan way told me you pinched his Thunderstone. You and some Hensel fellow. So you better come clean before I let Tomlin beat the truth out of you.
Fuck me! So Bruthans made you his lackey? As if that stone hasn't caused enough trouble already.
Watch your tongue. I'm no one's lackey. And you, go on. What happened with the stone?
We fucked up. And all because of that stupid stone. I wish we'd never taken it.
So Tomlin was right. It was you. Where's the stone now?
I haven't the faintest. It was all Hensel's idea, and he had it on him the whole time. And before you ask, no, Hensel's not here. Andrew is holding him captive.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm missing something here, and it's not just the stone. So tell me, what the fuck happened?
We wanted to butcher Andrew Ramhead's band of pillagers, but that's easier said than done. So Hensel got the idea that we could borrow Tomlin Bruthen's magic stone from him to help us fight them like, but Tomlin wasn't having it, so we filched it without him knowing, and then set off after those bandits. But everything went to shit. They caught Hensel and almost killed me and Stislav. So, you come a bit late for that fucking stone. Not that it brought us any luck anyway. If I were you, I'd give it up as a lost cause.
Where can I find this, Andrew?
Are you fucking with me?
No. I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I badly need to find that stone. You don't just lose something like that. And from what you said, it seems I don't have much choice.
I'm telling you, that stone's cursed. Weren't you listening to me?
You may have had bad luck, but that doesn't mean it's cursed. With stuff like that, you're playing with fire. You stole it from Tomlin, so the power of the stone turned against you. I didn't steal it from anybody, so I have nothing to worry about.
Well, if you put it like that, that never occurred to me.
You see? Now tell me where this camp of theirs is.
You'll come across some ponds between Raborz and Bohunjovic. Near one of them, there's a fork where wayfarers sometimes camp if they're stuck for a place to stay. From that fork, follow the water downstream, and you should find the ruins of an old mill.
And that's where they're holding Hensel? The one with the stone?
Yeah, there. But if I were you, I'd stay off the path. Take the hill and nip through the woods. You'll get to some rocks overlooking the mill. You'll have a bird's eye view of everything from there. That's the way we went too. But make sure they don't spot you. There's a good chance they've upped their guard after our attack.
Sound advice. Thanks.
Look, what's your plan anyway?
Well, I'm thinking if I can find Andrew, I'll find Hensel. And then I'll finally get to the bottom of this shit with the Thunderstone.
Just be careful, because Andrew's a cunning fucker. Look, since you're going there anyway, I know I'm not in a position to ask you for anything, but still, do you think you could rescue Hensel?
Why doesn't the local lord do it?
'Cause he doesn't give a shit, for Christ's sake. He cares nothing for the likes of us, understand? Hensel's just a stable boy who toils with his hands. No lord's going to do a deal with Andrew for him.
And how, pray, do you expect me to do that?
I don't know, just something. 'Cause if you don't, I don't know who will. Andrew's a greedy bastard. Some coin might do it. Or you could sneak in quietly and slip back out with Hensel.
How about I just kill them all?
I thought best not to suggest that. You know how we ended up. But, you know, whatever you think's best. It's just, they're pretty tough and well-armed, you know.
I'll manage somehow. But the whole thing's getting so messy, it's almost like the stone's power is interfering somehow. But if I find a way, I'll help Hensel.
Thank you so much! May all the saints be with you, and I hope you have better luck than we did.
You have a kind master, eh, Mutt?
Sit. Stay.
What?
Hey! By all the saints, don't leave me here! Please, untie me!
Be quiet.
I beg you! Don't leave me here!
Thanks. Whoever you are, come on. Let's get the hell out of here. We'll talk later. Not now. Not here.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I am. All things considered. Thanks for rescuing me. You have no idea how grateful I am. All that aside, who are you, anyway?
Henry.
I'm Hensel. Though, in all honesty, I'm not sure why I was worth all that trouble.
Peter told me what happened.
Peter? Well, thank the saints for him.
In a manner of speaking.
What about Stislav?
I have no idea.
Well, I hope he's all right and all.
Listen, it wasn't exactly by chance that I ran into Peter either. I was looking for you in the village because of the Thunderstone you stole from Tomlin in Horsham, who by the way is royally fucking upset with you.
Well, I suppose I would be too if I were him. But I have to say, the whole Thunderstone idea was the stupidest I've ever had. It brought us no luck.
Let's forget that for a moment.
You won't be surprised to hear. Ramed snatched it from me when I was captured. He didn't believe it had any powers, but he has a nose for money. From what I heard, he sold it in Sukdal to some farmer's wife, I think he said, Mlada or something. Well, from the edge of the village.
Sakra. That stone really is cursed. Well, there's nothing for it. I'm off to Sukdal.
Hold your horses. That wasn't the only thing I heard. There's this pond below Raborsh, right? And on the bank, across from the village, there's a small crag. Somewhere around there, they hid some of their spoils.
Clever.
I'd have helped myself to it, but think of it as my way of thanking you. I just hope they weren't making it up, and you find something there.
I'll take a look around and see.
Well, it's the least I can do. And good luck with that bloody stone, though my advice would be to steer well clear of it.
I'm still curious about your Thunderstone story.
Well, as you wish.
Tell me the whole story from the beginning.
Well, it just pissed us off how Andrew was always extorting and bullying everyone. And not just us. The local lord who did nothing about it. And everybody in the village kept grumbling, but nobody took any action. I knew about Tomlin's stone, and I thought that with its help, we'd have the edge on them. That we'd help the people in the village. And make a bit of a name for ourselves around here. So when he refused to give it to us, I borrowed it from him. Well, I was thinking we'd give it back as soon as we'd sorted Andrew out. I'm serious. I swear.
And what about your expedition?
Well, first, we scouted the place on the sly, and then waited for some of his men to go out on patrol. We armed ourselves as best we could, and made our move, from the top of that rock there. We were almost there, but then Stislav stumbled or something, made a ruckus, and they spotted us. After that, everything happened so fast. I hollered and lunged at them. Peter was yelling something, so I thought he was behind me. All these shots were whizzing past as I charged at them, but nothing hit me. Then I got stuck in. They outnumbered us. In the end, I took a blow to the head. That was pretty much it for me.
What happened after you were captured?
I was scared, shitless. I thought they were going to kill me. One of them suggested just leaving me tied up in the woods or drowning me. But thankfully, Andrew disagreed. So they held me prisoner. I don't even know why.
And this Andrew and his soldiers, what were they doing here?
Andrew Ramed, they called him. He had this handsome hammer, shaped like a ram it was. And that's what they say he named himself after. Their orders were to keep watch out here. They had their own ideas of what that meant. They fleeced wayfarers, merchants, locals, wherever they could. No one was safe. They often grumbled that the army wasn't paying them properly. But if you ask me, they more than made up for it on the side. They even took someone's cow.
What are you going to do now?
Oh, I don't know. Same as before, I suppose. There's nothing to keep us here, but I can see Peter and me staying another summer. Perhaps longer. I mean, it's nice here, and the village is protected by a strong fortress. It's a good place, if you ask me. You never know. I might find myself a piece of land, or marry into some.
God be with you. Keep the peace. Mats!
Good doggy. Good boy. Not a chance. That'll
I heard you.
Well,
and
even my husband,
and what?
Peter, he's not what's...
I'm just.
That's what...
I'm afraid.
What?
You see, it no longer is cut.
I don't believe...
Listen, if you want, and then the longer you agree.
All right, you'll find...
All right, it's usually, especially.
Aha, so...
Perfect.
Do whatever...
Can you think?
I've tried... Peter, my boy, he was... Then, if I...
I'll ask.
Try it... See you later, my friend.
Peter is fasting. I should talk to him about it. All sorts of medicines. I can ask Peter if they're helping him. Peter, another as if I'll try. I'll just hail if you nothing here is orderly. But why would he die afford? Don't be a nice. Does this not you seem more who is? Well, I see. Have you got muggle special? You can help. You can cook mix. So, how's your app? I see you. I'm hungry. Swine. All I'm. What are you? I just tried. Well, I can't. I'm always so. What do you? If you folk or mezzo, so what am I gonna? There's the camera. Last, you'll be back. I'll get. I examined Peter. His body is fine, but he's plagued by a crippling restlessness of soul.
What are we going to do about it? How do you heal the soul? A cold compress? Prayer?
Prayer certainly won't hurt, but don't worry. There are several things that could help Peter. Making the chamomile decoction is important. It's made of wine, chamomile, and sage. You boil them briefly together and strain it. It's not hard, and even if you don't do it exactly right, it'll still help Peter.
Would you bring him some? Before I learn to brew it?
I'll get everything. Just keep at it and don't give up.
Very well. But hurry, and that he'll do something to himself the Lord can never forgive. God be with you, and have a pleasant...
Peter, I have some suggestions for treatment.
I'm listening.
You should...
Great. And
This one, once you proper every...
we'll see it.
You need first, it'll give... But you have to wear any med suit and getting started fat.
All right.
Listen, I'm not... If you're... And you beast, so don't...
I'm not.
Then look at me, because
You're right.
Don't... Lord, for you, unless I beg...
Hey,
Well then, I've tried my best, and I hope it's helped at least a little. I'll come back in a few days and see how you and Ladder are doing. I examined Peter, found out what I could, and tried to cure him. I'll come back to see you in a few days. Until then, it's hard to say how things will turn out.
Thank you. I'll pray for you and for Peter's recovery.
Besides praying, don't forget about the chamomile decoctions.
I won't. Thank you very much, Henry. I hope things turn out all right. Take care now, and go wash up. You look like you could use it.
How is Peter doing?
Henry, it helped. Peter got up in the morning and went straight to work. I can tell he's still fighting something in his head, though. It won't go away as quickly as it came.
Just keep giving him hope.
I will. You can count on it.
I'm glad I could help. The Thunderstone is mine now.
But the stone helped Peter. It'll protect our homestead. And what if Peter's illness returns?
The stone has great power, but it's used up all the strength it had for you. Now it's time for it to help others.
You're right. It's hard to give it up, knowing how much I spent on it. That's why I can't give you anything else as a reward right now.
Thank you. That's good enough for me.
Farewell.
My God, Will!
Végig is megbaszlak!
Go! Quick, quick! Whoa, whoa! I found the Thunderstone.
Really? Oh, God bless you, Henry. Without the stone, I don't know what I would do.
Well, you don't have to worry about that now.
Thank you so much. This stone will make giving birth easier and save my baby's life.
Glad to have been of service.
I'll get Hannah to give you a lower price at the stud farm, as I promised. And you know what? I'll share a piece of wisdom my grandmother taught me. She said you need to brew nightshade with twice as much mugwort and a good splash of brandy. That's how to fix a concoction that'll clean you out at both ends and cure all sorts of ills. She used it on me after I gave birth and said it saved my life.
Thanks. That sounds, let's not say dangerous exactly, but definitely fascinating. I'll just make a quick note so I don't forget. Not sure I'll ever muster the courage to try it, though.
Think nothing of it. And if you want, stop by and talk to my husband, Demir. He's a very skilled man. And since you've been so helpful, if you like, perhaps he'll let you in on some of his blacksmithing secrets. Oh, and I also have some money put aside for emergencies, so you can have that.
Hold on to your money. I was glad I could help. So let's leave it at that.
Oh, Mother Mary. What a noble man you are.